Test, test.
Thank you for calling the Beverly Laurel. Press 1 if you already know the room or extension number of the party you wish. Dial 0 or hold for the first available front desk operator. Thank you. Please hold for the front desk operator.
Beverly Laurel front desk.
Hi. Hi, how are you? I'm not sure if I've got the right number, actually. I'm trying to get a hold of,
Oh, hold on.
Hello? My name is Joe McLean, and I'm a wannabe filmmaker. Now, I say wannabe because that's what I want to be doing, but I still have to hold a day job. I'm telling you this in the interest of full disclosure, because you have to know that I'm interested in telling stories, and it's a very common practice to exaggerate to make a story better. Well, that's not what I'm going to do here. I'm only going to give you the facts, and it's going to be the facts that we don't have that make this story interesting. I manage the Barbara Judith Apartments Boulevard, 34 units full of people from all walks of life that I get to know intimately because I'm their landlord. I know their comings and goings, but it's not until I met the guy who lives in apartment 306 that I finally felt the need to pick up my camera and try to figure out this guy's story. Okay, so this is the building, okay? This bottom corner unit is my apartment. His unit is this top corner. Now, you can see that the curtains are just rotting off the hooks. I had already been the manager of the Barbara Judith for a few months. My wife is a teacher and she goes to school pretty early. One morning she bumped into a homeless looking man trying to get into the building as she was headed out to work. Then seconds later I get a text message that says, "Strange man trying to get in the building." Just outside my apartment door is the mailbox, and that's where I bump into him. Now, he's got dreadlocks down the middle of his back, 5'9", 5'10", pale white, scruffy looking face, late 40s, early 50s, and I introduce myself as the new manager, and he already knows who I am. He knows my name, he knows that I'm a writer, he knows that I'm a director, and he starts talking to me about some of the other people who live in the building and have lived here for, 20, 25 years. Very nice. The conversation was pleasant, it was cordial, and then I shook his hand and he left out the front door of the building again. I go back to my bedroom, I peel the blinds, and I look out the window, and he's getting into a taxi cab and driving away. It only gets more weird. Every so often, the city of LA sends around inspectors to check on landlords to make sure they're not running slums. So we go into apartment 306. And the door, as it opens, it hits a pile of notices that apartment managers of the past have slid under his door to tell him, whether his rent was late or on time, to tell him about changes in the building that maybe tenants need to know about. It's obvious he hasn't been in there in a long, long time. The place is full of junk. Everything is covered in dust. It looks like a college kid moved in, and then sometime in the mid-80s, he just woke up and decided he didn't want to be there anymore. Now, his kitchen has this old-style sink that apparently is no longer up to code. Now I have to get a hold of him. So on his original application from October of 1981, I find a contact number for Aunt. She answers. She's a little shocked that I'm looking for. She puts me on hold, and a couple minutes later she comes back with a phone number. I'm not sure if I've got the right number, actually. I'm trying to get a hold of,
Oh, hold on.
Hello?
There is no answer at that extension, or the line is busy. Please leave a message for our guest.
24 hours later, calls me and he says, "Oh, no problem. Go on in, make the repairs, no big deal." Great. So I put on my tool belt, head up to apartment 306, and the plan of action is to take out the old sink and put in a sort of a prefabbed sink counter unit so that it's less work. But in order to do that, I have to remove the old sink and the old cabinetry. But the old cabinetry is all padlocked shut. There's no way in hell I'm going into this padlocked cupboard. And then I think, well, the refrigerator is still plugged in and running. I don't understand. If the guy's not living here, why should we have this plugged in and be paying this electricity bill? I open the refrigerator. It's full of food. Nothing that can go rotten, so it's not smelly, but it's full of food. So I open the ice box and it's frozen solid into one giant ice cube. You can see shadows of things that are in there, but you can't tell what's in there. And yes, my imagination is running wild. I get a hold of again, and he says, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'll let you know when you can go back in and do your work. Okay, well 3 weeks go by, and nothing has happened, or I can't tell that it has anyways. So I call and he says, oh, you know what, I haven't had a chance, I've just been so busy. You know what, just go in there, just remove everything out of the cabinets and put it in the living room. So I go upstairs and I open the cabinet by just taking the door off the hinges. And the thing is packed full, from the bottom to the top, with newspapers, phone books, old instruction manuals, just papers, letters. I don't know if that's what was in there 3 weeks ago, but it's what's in there now. So I take it all out, put it in the living room, I change the sink, I get the hell out, and we never talk about it again. So what are the facts? This guy looks and dresses like a homeless man. He shows up on the 3rd or 4th of every month between 6:30 and 7:30 to pay his rent of over $900 on an apartment that he's not living in. And why does he live in a motor hotel in Beverly Hills? He speaks with a British accent, he's always very polite and kind to me, and he knows things about me before I ever met him.
Beverly Laurel, front desk.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I just called and you patched me through. But I'm a little confused. Is this a motel, not a residence?
No, this is a hotel.
It's a hotel, and does he live there?
He lives there, but if I transfer to your call, he doesn't answer because it's on D&D.
Oh, gotcha. So, but
you have to leave a message.
So could I rent a room there, but as like an apartment? Rather, you've got apartments and hotel rooms?
Just a hotel room, sir.
Just a hotel room. But how long has he been there?
For a while, I guess.
Oh.
I'm new here, so.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I was just confused because I was trying to get a hold of him, and then when a hotel answered the phone number, I was a little confused. Okay, well, cool. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Now, I've been telling this story to my friends for years, and it always strikes a chord. But there's no ending. There's just open-ended mystery. So I've decided I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna try. And my first step is this video. I want to catch this guy coming to the building in a taxi, and then I'm going to follow that taxi to wherever it goes. Well, there you have it. I have no idea where this is going, but however you feel about it, love it, hate it, think it's awesome, think it's stupid, just put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. But stay tuned, because at the end of episode 2, I'm going to ask you what I should do next.